Okay. Turn on the torch, light up the flame. Time to melt some glass, my friends. There you are, here I am. To explain, to teach, and create again. Okay. Yes, I'm on the Carlisle torch again, which is a good thing. I like them both. I've got to admit, they are a treat to play with and learn from. Believe me. Now, we talked about doing marbles. One of the ones that somebody had asked me to do was, of all things, a marble with diachroic in it. And I think I'm going to do a diachroic swirl marble. Make it even better. How's that sound? You like that idea? I knew you would. Okay. Let's get a piece of dichro. And we're going to do this double-sided, and this kind of is going to throw you for a second, but it will work. You just got to have a little patience with me. The reason I say double-sided, and I'm not going to try to make it very big, because the bigger it is, the harder it is to get it all done in a short amount of time so you guys can see it. So, it's not going to be very, very big. Make sure we put the film side up. That's the first thing. We're going to do that to 2 pieces, and I'm going to try to get 2 different pieces of dichro so that the finished product will have a shine of one glitter on one side and a shine of another glitter on another side. How's that sound? Let's see what we got here. That's sort of like a gold. This one's also a gold, but a different type. Come on, when you watch something, I guess I should have done, you know me, I like to shoot from the hip and let you see what I see. Oh, here we go. This one should be pretty different. The funniest thing is you don't really know sometimes what the color is going to actually be until after you have shot it and done the job. Okay, I'm only using my 10 liter per minute. I could probably kick in the other one, but I'm not going to. I'm just being stubborn. And I'm going to use, let's see, I'm going to use green for the backing of one, which is the jade green, and the other one is going to be a turbo cobalt for the other. And this doesn't make much sense to you right now, but it will as time goes on. I lean forward and my cushion on my pillow readjusted the flame gauge. Okay, first of all, we're going to do, of course, the Marias, like I do with the sea turtles, like I do with anything, the figurines that I do, with the dichro backing. Okay? Now, I guess you could say the secret to really working dichroic glass is to make sure that you have like a buffer zone between the flame and the actual film. What I'm doing is I'm heating and pressing down until it's about the right size to press over the dichro. Okay? Dichro, whatever you want to call it. Press it in, heat up the backing a little bit, and press it in again. And that will give you a sparkly, glittery shine above and beyond. Now this side I think I'm going to do the turbo cobalt too. And all I usually do is I layer the color just on where the dichroic glass is, just behind it. I don't really layer it to the edge of the glass rod that I pressed out, and the reason being is it has to be a certain size. Oh yeah. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to try to move my... No, you can't. The torch is sort of nudged it. I don't know if you can see the back of where I have this L marver, but I'm going to be using it a little bit. I can't remember whether that's in the frame or not, but I'm rolling it on the back Elmarver to give it, I usually have my didymium lens on there, but today I've got the didymium glasses on, which is a cool thing. You know me, I always go through different phases. We all do. Doing it the same way every time isn't as much fun. Okay, got one of these done. Okay, there we go. By the way, if anybody's interested for a dichroic marble or whatever, just give me a holler and we'll see about getting you one. For a small nominal fee, $3,000 or $4,000, no problem. No, I wish 3 or 4. But anyway, okay, again, I'm going to do the same thing that I just did with this one. I'm sort of keeping this one warm at the moment, and I'll probably have to set it down when I get going again. But just to keep it warm to do what I'm going to do after with it in a little while. The warmer it is when you put it together, the easier it'll go together. Again, I press the film side into the glass, and I'm going to use jade green on this side of this piece. And I don't know if you can see the swirls of color that this is some of my encased jade green, where I've added boro into this glass. That's why you see those interesting colors going on where the light is transmitting through the layers of clear and green, which is pretty cool. Okay, again, I'm using the Elmarver. I'm keeping that warm too. Never hurts to keep it warm. Chew on it as hot as you can get when it gets going, man. Okay, it looks like it got gold going on both sides, but it'll still look good, because I've got the jade green swirl going one way and I've got the blue going the other. Okay, now I'm going to add a secret ingredient to make it even more pretty at the end, I guess. Between the layers of the dichroic, I'm going to add a layer of Illuminati, because I can, because I have some, and it should add a little interesting twist to the whole deal. Now the idea is to put the backings together, the bottom that you just put the jade green and the Illuminati on, and the turbo cobalt bottom. You can see that nice and orange right now. Now you're going to layer those together. Ease them together, and there you go. Oh, come on. Never around when you want one. Okay. Now also, I've got the marble mold going on right here that I don't really need at the moment. What the heck? No, I'm not going to. I'm going to try to do as much as I can without the marble mold to begin with, okay? That shows you that you don't really need it until, or actually you can get away without using a marble mold entirely if you wanted to. You're making something that's round, and it doesn't have to be perfectly round if you do not have a marble mold. But it's the fun of creating it. It's the fun of making it work, if you know what I mean. That's the cool thing. Now I'm going to nip it right here. Oops, wrong direction. When I cut on the surface like this, I put the concave part or the edge cutting part of these wire cutters right to where I want to do it. Okay. Looks like I need to add a little bit of clear to one side. You see one side's a little bit bigger than the other. And actually that's not a bad thing, but you sort of want to start them off. As close to the same size as possible. Okay. Now here's where some of the fun comes in. Yeah, when you're stressed out and you're going at it and you're not frustrated, but you just need to relieve a little stress, take a deep breath. Hold it for a little bit and let it out. Gives you a little bit better control. Or at least a thinking that you're in control, right? Okay. Here we go. I'm going to pull out and twist at the same time this layer of dichro. Here we go. It's looking good so far. And it's twisting quite nicely. There we go. Oh yeah. That'll show the jade green on one side, and it'll show the turbo cobalt on the other. And when you put a black light to it, it'll have that swirl of Illuminati all the way through it. And now, to make it round, and I'm not, this is the size of the marble I'm making. I'm not going to add any more clear glass to it or anything like that. I'm just going to make it this size, okay? It doesn't have to be very big to make a nice marble. You can make bigger marbles, don't get me wrong. But sometimes small works just as well. It's like making a cake compared to a cupcake. And as you can see, it's rounding into itself just like it should. It looks like I need to nip off where I was holding it. There we go. And now I'm going to do the other side. Round it in quite nicely, and then I'm going to do what I usually do. I showed it on the other video that I just made the marble of. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to do it. Most people do the marble top to bottom, swirl it around on the marble mold and call it quits. But me, as you can see, getting nice and round, and I haven't even put it in a marble mold yet. That's a cool thing. Right. Now I'm going to do it side to side, is what I call it, or you know, you do the XY axis, and now I'm going to do the Z axis, or whatever you want to call it, the geometric deal going on. Oh, I did it again. Melted right on in there. Dip it back and forth. Cold weld right there. There we go. Oh yeah. Now I could really even do another deal to this by adding pulling it this way and making it twist, but I'm not going to. See, it's how much effort and time you want to put into these things, and how much, you know. And as you can see, it's turning out really nice and round. And I haven't even put it into the marble mold yet, which is a cool thing. And you'll notice that sometimes when you tilt it downward, it'll sort of draw down, sort of like a teardrop away from the marble. And then what you do is you heat it up, and then it draws into itself. And tilt it up like this, and it draws into itself. That's the way you can let sort of gravity work for you instead of against you, okay? Now I'm going to put it in the marble mold for the first time. And if your marble is a little bit bigger than the actual mold, don't worry about it. That's okay. Because all you need is that ring around the outside edge to sort of help make it round. It doesn't have to be perfectly rounded. And again, you check it by the reflection of the light bulb. Well, in my case, I have a couple of light bulbs, and I see if it's got a lot of divots or anything. And at this point, no. It's looking good. I'm going to go ahead and... it really didn't even need to be put in that marble mold the way I did it. Tap it off. Fire polish that edge. Really didn't. Looking good the way it was. Sweet, sweet, and sweet. And now, here's the fun part. I put it into the marble mold mainly to tap it off. I try to keep that divot near the top. And then I fire polish. There you go. And due to the magic of television, I'm going to pause that for a little bit. Take it off actually and pull that. I'm not going to touch it. Oops. And I'm going to try to spin it around here so you can sort of see the... Alright, let's make this work somehow. And I'll show what it looks like in a video after all said and done. Pretty nice. The sparkly glitter, you can see the greens, you can see the blues. I'll show you what it looks like under a black light when I do the video on Melting Memories page. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your day, and carpe vitro.